Warning: viewer discretion is advised. This channel and its content are not intended for anyone under 13 years of age. If you are under 13, please turn off this video. The following may contain material not suited for viewers under 13, such as coarse and suggestive language, tobacco, drug and/or alcohol references, simulated/fantasy violence, and adult situations. Additionally, this channel and its contents are not intended to be a replacement for proper parenting. Don't allow viewing habits to interfere with personal responsibilities and relationships. Constructive criticism is encouraged, making for better content. Jokes are jokes, albeit immature ones. Please watch responsibly. Thank you.
It's colossal, it's stupendous, it's conspicuously incredible! Hurry, step right up! Hey, Sonny, you wanna give it a try?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Conspicuously Incredible Gaming. I am your host, Mike. So, still going to take another bite out of Battletoads. I don't know if this is going to be the last one or there's going to be one more, but I've got this big-ass tower to have to climb. I guess there's a boss fight at the end. I don't know. I mean, we shall see. I mean, by the time I upload it and you see it here on YouTube or even elsewhere, if you've been following, once I get everything up on the other platforms too, which is going to still be a while, you will have by no doubt at that time have known that whether or not this is like what, 8, 9, or whether this is the finale. So, alright, here we go. I probably could put on the... Not gonna do me much good though. Still gonna have the God Ray up here. Even the ambient light part of it doesn't that good. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try to figure out something. Light or something going on. I don't know. So I know this stuff here works. If I can... That's bright as shit now. Green for the toads. And that down some. I gotta string the other one back up. The other one kind of fell over and fell off of the sticky, and I initially didn't want to use super glue, but it looks like I'm gonna have to. If I don't buy this truck, I'll just have to take some Goo Gone to it. I mean, it's fine. Can't even see that up there from where I'm at, so. Let me make sure that the audio for the game is actually on this time, like it is. Let's try to get cracking on this one. No, compilation speed sped up. Hard enough as... Head button bastard. And yes, I will be reloading save states quite a bit. Try to find a game where I ain't gotta do that. Ah, shit. I can't even pick that fucking thing back up. That thing moves so quickly I can't even pick it back up. Waiting on that. Bing, doing, bing. I did practice this for a few times. I didn't actually beat it, but I practiced enough to get up here without too much of a problem. I'm trying to shorten this just a little bit. Nice if I can knock the shit out of that thing. He comes squealing around the corner. Eh, you son of a bitch. And, yeah. I don't know how many continues I've got left. Yeah, I'm thinking in hindsight, this probably wasn't the best one to try to go for. Shit. I think I saw somebody either mention it or play it not long ago. I mean, it's still mentioned quite a lot. I thought I saw somebody playing it and like, yeah, I want to play it. Yeah, I like how they got it to wrap around the back when you kind of hit them. Kind of away from the front of them. What's showing of the platform. Fuck. But these NES games will be a lot easier now with this controller. I don't know what was up with these damn Xbox, and these are even the cheap ones, the cheap wired ones. They ain't even brand name. They are, I mean, they're alright for the most part for first-person shooters and different stuff like that, but precision platforming, they suck. I guess since the games have gotten easier like that over the years, they figure they can get away with making cheaper, shittier controllers. I mean, I got a PlayStation 2 controller that I bought, I want to say the end of 06, beginning of 07. And right away, there was something wrong with the right stick. As soon as you plug it in, it's like it's stuck in the negative position, the negative Y, and then you got to kind of, you know, flip it around a little bit, you know, and then it straightens out. But every now and again, it will be sticky again. It's still... What in the fuck? I guess PlayStation wanted some attention too. Get a message on the PlayStation app. Oh, there's more games in the store. Sony, I liked your consoles for years, but I've kind of given up on you. Look, the PlayStation 2 was great. I don't think anybody here can deny the PlayStation 2 definitely had its place, had its moment in the sun. And PlayStation 3 was alright as well. A lot of innovative things, a lot of the, you know, like the X, Y axis, whatever, you know, you could tilt the controller and it did stuff that these new ones, I don't even think they do that. You can kind of like this and like that, and you're playing a racing game or whatever, and you can actually do this with the PlayStation 3 controller. I don't know if the PlayStation 4 controller even implemented that. Plus the PlayStation 2 actually determined the pressure, the amount of pressure you put on a key. There was a few games that you actually had to, you know, finesse the buttons and press harder or press softer. Someone was saying like one of the Metal Gear games was like that. I know the one I have in particular, I think it was one of the original, like, released within like the first year or so, because the disc is a different color, called Mad Maestro, and basically it's a lot of, you know, classical music. You know, and of course it's Japanese. It's got the Japanese flair to it, but you're basically the conductor, you're basically the maestro, and you have to keep time and conduct the band while all kinds of weird and crazy shit's going on to classical music. I mean, one thing that comes to mind in particular is, and I'm gonna try to get this damn thing done today, is the Ride of the Valkyries. But when it's playing, when it's like an alien invasion and shit. It's it's funny as fuck. But you have to actually keep the time, and depending on whether they're playing, you know, piano, mezzo piano, real soft, or forte, mezzo forte, you gotta, you know, lighter, medium, heavy, when everything's like real loud. And it was great. I ain't played that in so damn long though. Mainly because that one flat panel TV that I bought in, I think, 2011, it's got that problem a lot of earlier TVs do, where the sound and the video don't quite sync up. So you can play platformers and stuff like that just fine, but rhythm games, forget it. So I'm gonna be in the market to be buying a new TV when I get you know, this new house, get this new house set up and everything. That's why I saved the state. I'm just gonna go ahead and get through with this, because honestly, I want to play something else. I don't know what yet. It probably won't be another Nintendo game right now. I got plenty to play. Thinking about going to the OG PlayStation for something. Yeah. But yeah, and I probably might use the TV that I've got, you know, set it up and everything as a second monitor, and use it exclusively when I'm streaming at home. It's hot as hell in this truck all of a sudden. It's been cold as hell. But see, yeah, I mean, and mainly the only reason why I bought a PlayStation 3 Well, to be honest, I'll tell you, to be honest with you, the driving force behind buying PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 was Final Fantasy. Now, I mean, when PlayStation first come out, that was, oh yeah, I want that, you know. Everybody, oh, we want that, you know. And when I finally got it and enjoyed the hell out of Final Fantasy VII when I did actually eventually play it, and 8 and 9. Right. The hell off my platform. What in the heck? Come here. Looks like a floating fart. Are you dead? Yeah, big, wide, black hole of a mouth over there. Right, but no, I only bought PlayStation 2 mainly for, well, I mean, of course, it was still kind of hype because I love PlayStation, and PlayStation 2 was like, yeah, they'll play all my old games too, because the PlayStation I had at the time was kind of taking a shit on me. I mean, it still worked, but it had its issues. Sometimes certain games, when you went to start them up, you had to put the bitch on its side. This is a PlayStation, not a PS2. You had to put the bitch on its side sometimes, or even upside down to get the fucking thing to start. You know, to read the disc. What I miss about that damn thing, though, when I still have it, I might get another, you know, another original PlayStation just to fuck around with it, but I had the Game Shark that plugged into the back port, and you could put a lot of shit in it and everything, and when you wanted the cheat codes, you could flick the switch, and when you didn't want them, you could turn the damn thing off. I got into the debug mode of Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, found a whole bunch of shit, you know. But, the only reason why I bought PlayStation 3... Well, okay, I take that back, because Portal kind of snuck in there on me. And at the time, the computer, the laptop I had, would not run Portal very well. I'm saying like fucking 8-9 frames a second, maybe. And I think I beat the fucking game with it like that. Because I wanted to play this game so bad. And when Portal 2 come out, 2011, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm, as soon as I get an earliest convenience, you son of a bitch. I even financed it. I paid like $12, $15 a week for 6-8 months, something like that, for a fucking PlayStation 3, because I was so broke and wanted one at the time. But the first thing I did was hook that bitch up online. Well, I did buy a few games. I did buy a few games at the time, too. I think there was a place down the road or something that, there was a place in the uptown in another town that I got it from, in the same town. And it, they had, like, used, it was, you know, one of them pretty good video game stores. Not GameStop, the ones that actually deal in, like, the old and the classics and the, you know. Son of a bitch. And I think I got, like, Little Big Planet. And, I think I also copped the orange box, too. and then went online and everything when I got it home and got it plugged up, and immediately bought Portal 2. And then I eventually did get Final Fantasy 13, 13.2 and 13.3, which I have still yet to play. I've played a little bit of 13. You motherfucker. I've played a little bit of 13, but it was like everybody said, it's kind of, you know, kind of mashing buttons. And then I have, 14 I am paying for. So I'm still paying for 11 and not really playing it. If you ought to, get on and play that one day. He got gasted. But the only reason why I bought a PlayStation 4 was for Final Fantasy 15. And now they've ported it to PC, so it's like, with everything these companies have been doing with, knocking off the backwards compatibility, which was, one of the biggest selling points of the PlayStation 2, and for the most part, the PlayStation 3 when it came out. I mean, we got, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 2 Fat, as we called it later, and then the PlayStation Slim. Then we got the PlayStation 3, then the PlayStation 3 Slim, and like it was the other one, the weird fucking goofy one with the sliding door on top. Like, what the fuck was that? I never, I mean, I guess, because those CD loading mechanisms can fail, and they're a bitch to have replaced. So something you could just slide the thing open and drop the CD down in, and okay. But with PlayStation 4, we got the PlayStation 4. Then we got the PlayStation 4 Slim. We got the PlayStation 4 Pro. With Xboxes, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One. The Xbox One, you can get, like, with all the bells and whistles, or you can get one just a digital-only version. Why didn't they keep releasing the PlayStation 3 with the emotion chip in it at a higher price, and then go, alright, if you want this one, you can buy this one, but we're going to cut all that out of it, and here's the other one. Like, no, they just completely discontinued anything to do with that at all. They just, so you got to pay, $1,000 or more to find an original release, PlayStation 3, the 4 ports on the front that'll actually play PS2 games. Then when, PlayStation 4 come around, they wanted to charge for multiplayer. Like, that's so stupid. That's where to this day, unless it was like a free promo, like for a month or something like that. I think it was a free promo for a month or two, or I got it with a game or something like that, which it came with a month or two of PlayStation Plus. I've not paid for a damn thing on, as far as a membership with Sony. And, they're starting to censor games and stuff like that, Japanese, ecchi titles and different stuff like that. To me, PC is the way to go. I said, hell, I'm playing an NES game on my PC. Okay, I think this is a avoid strategy here. Ah, you fucker. Wait for something to jump out around the corner. So yeah, I mean, and the fucked up thing is, I did get Final Fantasy 15 for PlayStation 4. I still have a PlayStation 4 at the house. I barely play it, even with being on the road and everything like that, and come back home. I play Everybody's Golf, or you know, you guys might remember like Hot Shots Golf. It's basically the next gen whatever version. It's the same company, it's the same shit. They're just calling it Everybody's Golf now. They're reverting back to the Japanese name, which was Everybody's Golf. I love that game. I loved all them games. Other than that, maybe going back to PlayStation 3, maybe Hatsune Miku Diva F or Diva F2. I even plugged the PlayStation 3 back up in a year or so. That's a bad fart. Oh, now you're gonna send me all the way back down to the floor again, or not, but back to old black hole mouth. I was like my cousin's ass last week when he farted in the car while I was on an important call to my driver manager the day before I left. That fart smelled so bad, I wanted to take the ditch. I mean, you know how hard it is when you got a rank, stank-ass fart running around in the car? To not go, "Ooh, goddamn, that stinks," while you're on the phone with your driver manager. And, like, I really don't give a damn about, you know, what she would have thought of the whole me saying anything, because, you know, she seems cool enough. You know, she'll drop a cuss word on occasion. But it's just, I'm trying to get the information and the where and when and fucking what of the next load I gotta take out of there. You know, the load I gotta get to get me out of the house. And this sumbitch rips off a fart that can peel linoleum off a damn restaurant floor. It could take up the damn tile in a hospital. I mean, I joked that the car was going to have to be reupholstered after that. Ah, you son of a bitch. How I went from getting a new TV to a PlayStation, fucking up, and my cousin shitting his pants in the fucking car, but, That's me, man. King of transitions. No, actually, I'm the king of save states. I'm sorry, this game is fucking hard. Where is it? There it is. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm kind of fucked because I only got one damn hit left, too. But like, I never really, because I was so stuck on PlayStation for years. I never really been a big Microsoft, Xbox fan. I mean Microsoft as in the games and the consoles they're putting out, not Microsoft as in a computer operating platform. I mean, they got their problems, but let me put it to you this way, and this is probably advice everybody should take. If you want to play games and you want a wide range of stuff that you can choose from as far as utilities and programs and whatever, if you want to play around and dick around, go with Microsoft. I mean, if you really, really want to dick around with like coding and different stuff, go with Linux. I mean, Linux, you can crack the hood open and change anything in that shit. But Microsoft is the way to go for overall and playing around. Now, if you're in an industry where you got computers and stations set up where it just pretty much is there to make music, to mix music, to do CGI, to do video editing, this computer is only set up to do a specific job, and it needs to do it well. That's the only time to buy a Mac. That's the only time to buy Apple. Because Apple's products are there's still a lot of programs it doesn't support. There's still a lot of things it can't do as far as, Microsoft and as far as the programs and stuff that are out there. It's getting better from what I've heard, but as they say with the iPhones, Apple's a beautiful garden that's completely walled off. It's the best at what it does, but you can only do what it allows you to do. So yeah, unless you're in some kind of industry, unless you're in some kind of professional setting, there's no reason to buy an Apple. There's no reason to buy an Apple. There isn't. For me, gaming and doing all this, Microsoft, even though Microsoft's got its problems, I didn't have a whole lot of experience with Windows XP. I heard 95 was kind of buggy a little bit. 98 worked great for me. Yeah, I mean, it had its problems like anything else. Let's see. I didn't really have Vista till way later. I mean, not Vista. Well, I did have Vista, but I did, XP. I didn't have XP till I bought this computer off a dude. He's like, man, I got this thing. I don't know what to do with it. $20, man, you can have it. Alright. Took it home, cleaned it out. After a while, I kind of put it aside, but it was kind of a great Linux box. I even upgraded the RAM in it and everything, too, a couple years, after I got it, a year or so after I got it. Still wasn't the best. It was one of those, HP Pavilions. Came with XP on it. Probably made in, like, 03, 04 or something like that. It was alright. I mean, it worked. It did what it needed to do. Had a DVD player in it. But, let's see, that laptop, that one I had mentioned earlier about having Portal on it and playing it at like 9-10 frames a second. That was a Windows Vista. It wasn't a Lenovo. It was a Toshiba Satellite. And I had a family member. Oh man, them Toshiba Satellites, they suck. They only last like a year or two, and then they crap out. I had that damn thing from, I think it was the end of 08, the very end or the beginning of 09. I mean, I still have it. It still works. There's something wrong with the power management chip, so every now and again the bitch is just completely cut off. And I've replaced the battery, I've done all that stuff, I've looked into it, it's the power management chip. If I get that removed, it won't cut off like that. Only like 110 gigs on the hard drive. Really shitty, but I used it when I was going to school and everything. I was taking college. I used that. It played rudimentary games. I mean, it lasted. When did I finally replace it? The beginning of 2013. I finally replaced it with the one that you guys know when I first started this channel. That's the one I was on, and then it was a year or so before it took a shit on me. I upgraded the video card and the processor, so I was able to play better stuff, but I think the power supply crapped out on me. I want to get that fixed and get that computer fixed. Not that it's the best computer in the world, but there's some stuff on it too that I need, and it's still a perfectly legit computer. It'll play some shit. I can put it off in the corner for a games computer. It'll play damn near everything this one will, maybe at lower settings, but everybody gave Vista shit. I didn't really have a problem with Vista. Maybe it was my build, or maybe it was because it was a laptop, or I mean, my whole thing was, okay, this thing's got problems like everything else. And I knew that was going to happen. How did I fucking know that was going to happen? But Windows 8, I didn't even bother with Windows. Oh, that's right. Windows 7 come out, and everybody was saying it was basically what Windows Vista should have been. And Windows 7 was the tits. Windows 7 was awesome as hell. I'm upset that they stopped support for it. That's one of the reasons why I want that computer fixed again, because it had Windows 7 on it. That thing was nice. Good user interface, good compatibility. You know, one thing they implemented when Vista come along was basically, I don't know what the hell they called it, but basically they kind of got it to where they could isolate the applications. Shit. And so, like, if one application went screwy, back in the day, if one application went screwy, it fucked the whole computer up. Everything was all a jumbled mess. And somehow they were able to compartmentalize the spots in memory and where these applications resided when they were running, when they were in memory. And so Vista kind of fixed it to where, okay, this program's screwing up. Let us just shut this one down and isolate everything here, and then restart and flush that part of the memory out and redo it, and see if we can't carry on like ain't nothing happened. And it worked. And Windows 7 improved on that. So that's one thing I was glad of, is that, I mean, if you ever dicked around with that stuff back in Windows 98 days, I didn't want to say that. When one program crashed, it fucked everything. It was a cascade effect. Yeah, you were lucky you got any kind of recovery at all when an application crashed in 98. Oh, what the hell? Come here, you son of a bitch. Oh, okay. It's the one-time Wingus. Ah, he tricked me. He juked me. How the hell did you have one already? What the hell did I do? What in the hell? Alright. So, wasn't there a way to drop this? I dropped it earlier. I don't know how in the hell I did it. How in the hell did I drop that earlier? I dropped it earlier. I know I dropped it earlier. What the f- Alright, whatever. Eat a dick. Fuck that all up. Thanks for fucking it up for everybody else. No, but I honestly think that this new studio thing I'm gonna get set up at this new house will be the shit. Because I'm gonna have... Well, I'm gonna have a good corner where I can do, you know, have my computer and everything set up. Maybe even a green screen putting back. Depends. I have a nice desk and everything laid out there where I can, you know, draw and have all my art supplies all around it. I even need to get one of those tablet monitor dealies. You know, where you can actually draw on the screen. Like the big ones you put on the table are the ones that have their own damn stand. Excuse me, I don't know if I'm gonna go that big yet. Some of the like I think it's 16 to about 20 inch now. Tabletop models go for about 500 and some for the cheaper ones. Those 40, 50 some inch ones on their own stand, man, them things are thousands of dollars. You ass. See, that's the only problem there. Duke, 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 Duke. What the shit? He got fucked up. Damn it. Damn it, Bobby. Damn it, Bobby. One of these days, somebody's gonna kick his ass. Ah, shit, a french fry when I should have pizzaed. Ha ha. Oh, this dumb sumbitch again. Oh, Golden Wangus over here. I just want this shit over with. I bet this game led to many broken cartridges, many broken controllers. Yeah, speaking of things getting broken and rage quits and all that, my nephews were all like, yeah, for Christmas we want some board games. You ever played Monopoly? Like, have I ever played Monopoly? Me and my cousins and my sister and all of us were playing that shit back in, you know, and I know it's older than that, but we were playing that shit back in the early 90s. We didn't like it then, but that was about all we had to fucking play. Except maybe a copy of Candyland or Chutes and Ladders or some shit. Or I guess we could have broke out the playing cards and... So our family played a game... Basically, I think it's kind of like Bridge or Rummy or whatever. If you guys ever remember Phase 10, it was kind of like that. But it was called 11-a-Bitch. And it took like 2 or 3 decks of cards to play. I never figured it. I barely learned how to play Phase 10. I think we tried to play spades in high school, and I totally fucking forgot how to play that shit. It's been so damn long since I was in high school. I was that kid that wore the coat all year round. And I had a bunch of dudes fuck. There was actually a skit later on I believe it was All That on Nickelodeon, where the kid walked around with a coat, and it was like, "Hey kid, what you got in your coat?" And they were like naming off shit, and he would just pull it out. Portable color TV, a rubber chicken, this and that. Somebody one day goes, "Man, what do you got in your coat there?" All kinds of stuff. I got my Walkman, tapes, whatever. You got a deck of cards in your coat? I said, whoop. Deck of cards. I carried a deck of cards around with me just because. Because, I mean, you know, it was always one of those things where anybody who's ever gone to school ever knows that sometimes there's either a substitute or sometimes you get done with your work, or so there's sometimes, every now and again, you get that lull in class where you just gotta sit around and either wait for the rest of everybody to catch up, or the teacher ain't in that day, or you got a substitute, or it's, you know, whatever the case may be. So I kept a deck of cards in my pocket. And so when they found out I kept a deck of cards in my pocket, every time, you know, we get a lull, it's like, you know, and of course that one geography class, which was great because the one who taught the geography class was also the fucking coach. So, like in the fall and the early spring when or any time really, when anything needed done down there on the field, when the field needed painted, he left us up there, just study. Or sometimes we went down there, but we just dicked around. I think that was the one time we played touch football with a can of ham. That's funny. But yeah, a bunch of them, you know, was wanting to play spades and taught me how to play spades, and I said, damn if I remember how to play that now. We're talking, this was 97, 98? This was the 97, 98 school year. If I look hard enough, I think I still got most of that deck of playing cards. I carried that shit around for so much and for so long. Like, the outside edges of all the cards were kind of fuzzy. Yeah, fuck that up. They were no longer crisp, but oh, you could shuffle them sumbitches like a motherfucker. But I know probably a few of you were like, because I let something slip and then I just kind of left it there. You were playing touch football with a can of ham? We sure did. Because it was one of those times in that geography class, you know, coach was out there either painting the field or having to do whatever, you know. Couldn't just leave us there up in the room on our own, but didn't really have anything to go over with us, so it's like, well, just come on out here and hang around and whatnot, and oh, see, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. And so we all got to standing around and we're like, well, what the hell are we gonna do, you know? Like some of them who smoked and everything, you couldn't smoke because the coach was still out there. I know a good handful of the guys in that class smoked. You know, we all took turns like jumping on that big ass mat thing at the end of the at the end zone, because that's where they used it for track. For I don't think it was pole vaulting. I think it was like not pole vaulting, but whatever the hell that thing is where you you jump over the fucking bar. It's like a reverse limbo, but instead of going under it, you gotta go over it. Hurdling or something? Well, not hurdling necessarily, but fuck, I don't remember what it's called. Hurdling is when like you're on the track and you gotta jump over the shit as you run on the track. This thing here was like kind of the high jump, I guess. Like it wasn't a pole, but you had to get over the top of the damn bar. So there was this big ass mat laying there, and we're all fucking around and doing wrestling moves and shit like that on each other there, because of course it was during the, you know, the Attitude Era and all this, when wrestling was still real big back in the day. And one guy went, man, it'd be great if we had a football. Let's play touch football out here. Like, yeah, but we don't got a ball. And this one dude pulled out of his pocket about the size of a can of tuna. I don't know why he had it in his pocket. I don't know if it was going to be lunch or... I have no clue. I mean, he was a big dude. He was bigger than me at the time. This was the dude, if I ever mentioned anything about it before. And he was all in good humor about it. But seeing him and his mom and dad, and they all three were equally as big, getting out of a light blue two-door hatchback Chevelle, or, you know, Chevette, whatever, you know. I'm sorry, that car come up off the ground 6 inches when they got out. And I know I shouldn't be making fun of them, but, you know, what do you do at the time? Like I said, the dude carried a can of ham around in his fucking pocket. So, he's like, well, I got this can of ham. And of course, being 14, 15 at the time, all of us, like, yeah, sure, that'll totally work. Yeah, sure. So he hands the can off to the one dude that we flip a coin, see who's gonna kick off. So we get down on one end, we get down on the other, and the other team that the team that I was on, the other team got the kickoff. So they got the can of ham, and they get down there, and the dude takes this can of ham in his hand like a skipping stone, and wings it toward us. Well, this other dude on our side catches it. But because it's a fucking can of ham, it hit his knuckles, and so he's got it in his hand after he catches it, and he's running for the for the other side of the damn field, going, ow, fuck, ow, fuck, ow, shit, ow, fuck. Well, it hurt a little bit, didn't it? And it was like that the whole rest of the half an hour or so we played. But we played touch football with a can of ham. But just to see the dude catch it after it was swung in midair, catch it and go, ow, fuck, ow, shit, fuck, ow. And trying to run it in for a fucking touchdown. Nah. What was funny is I think it was the same year. The end of it, yeah, it was the same year. It was the end of that year. That was my freshman year. That was 9th grade. As I spent 10th grade in the rival school after all this shit happened with my mom and her fucking ex-husband and all this shit. Man, I don't think I fucked it up, but I don't even call him my stepdaddy because he don't even fucking deserve it. Of course, my mom don't fucking deserve it either because she picked this dumbass. But, it was toward the end of that year. Because I remember they had all the shit set up in the gymnasium for graduation. And of course it was spring, so they got those... In a place that I worked not long ago, we called them big exhaust fans chicken fans. Because if you've seen a lot of like chicken hatcheries and different stuff like that, they got them big ass fans and big ass box fans, like, you know, 8, 9, 10 feet. At least 5 foot by 5 foot, at least. If not, you know, 6, 7 feet, depending. And they had these louvers on the outside. When the fan started up, the suction from it opened the louvers, the little flaps, the little panels up. We were outside, I think it was after lunch one day, decided to walk around the back of the school because we were just walking, just pissing around, trying to kill a few minutes before class started again. And dude bends over and picks up a pebble, picks up a, you know, what like a big, like, rock, at least as far as I remember. Just a nice little, you know, maybe bigger than a pebble, but, you know, between a pebble and a rock. I'd say about an inch across. Let's just say about an inch across. Alright? I see him look up at the outside of that fan, that chicken fan, where those louvers are hanging out. And in one shot, this is the same guy that had the can of ham, mind you. Sidearmed it, chucked it up. It made it between those louvers, and all you heard was wang, 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 wang. And I'm sitting there laughing because it was loud as shit outside. Imagine what it'd have been like inside the gym when people were in there setting up and practicing for graduation, and there was possibly a PE class going on in there. Like, what the hell? Goddamn number I don't even use. I got it set up. I got a Skype number and all that, another phone number set up for like when I'm at home or to forward my calls to that go through the internet. And they called me, you know, I want to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. I'm sorry, yeah, that... I laughed my ass off because that was one of those things where it was... That was one of those things where what do you say or do? You don't say or do anything. But somebody just all of a sudden out of nowhere... grabs a rock, chucks it up into a damn exhaust fan in the gym. That's all we heard outside was wang, 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 wang! I could only imagine what the hell it sounded like inside the gym. Here's the other thing, too, because I'm not afraid to tell this fucking story anymore. Well, I mean, what are they gonna do? They give me detention fucking 22, 23 years after the fact? It was the same group of us guys. We got out of lunch. We got done eating lunch and everything. We didn't want to sit in the damn lunchroom. We didn't want to sit in the damn, you know, in the cafeteria. 'Cause it was always stupid how they, we thought so back then. It was always stupid how they wanted to round everybody up like cattle. I mean, I guess I kind of understand a little bit more nowadays, being older, but like, you would figure as long as we didn't leave campus, as long as we were back to our classes on time. I mean, this was the, this was the late 90s, mid-late 90s, so this was back when shit was kind of lax, or not as lax as it was. And my mom was telling me some shit from back in the 70s that used to happen that fucking would blow my mind. Why did you do that? I mean, and I guess any of you who may happen to come across this and see this, who are older than me, who are probably in their 50s, 60s, you'll remember they actually had designated smoking areas for the students. I mean, one, if the age of, being able to smoke hadn't been raised to 18 by that time, I think it was still like 16 for cigarettes. But it was also one of them things where they knew all the kids were smoking, so it's, what do you do, So they had a designated area out there for the kids to smoke. My mom told me about this one time. The dude's name was Mike Atwell, and I think I went to school with his kid, Matt, later on. I think Matt was actually one of the ones, too, that was out there playing canned ham football with us. Matt Atwell was one of those types of dudes, man, would just do some weird shit. Like, he would talk some weird shit, but he was that one kid, if you looked at him and said, do a backflip, this kid would do a fucking backflip. This kid would go the whole football field doing backwards cartwheels. Like, I'm gonna do a backflip. He'd do a standing backflip just right there. And he'd be wearing fucking, like, farmer's overalls and shit when he did it. It was the funniest fucking thing. But I don't remember, like I said, I just know the guy, I just know Matt. Apparently Mom was telling me, I said, the guy she went to school with was named Mike Atwell. So they were out there, outside, in their smoking area. And so one of the guys, or no, it was Matt, it actually was Mike. This school was built way back in the day. My mom went to the same school. The same school I was saying that we played canned ham football at, my mom went to that school too back in the 70s. And this school was still, it had been built quite a while before then. At least the 50s, 40s, it was there. Of course, this whole town was nothing but a bunch of, just a whole cabbage field back in the 70s. You get to school and look out the back, out toward the back of the school, and that's all you saw was cabbage as far as the eye can see. So this dude looks over at my mom with a hand in his pocket and goes, "Hey, Franny, watch this." He goes, what are you gonna do? He pulls out an M80, like a cherry bomb. And not one of these sissy-ass cherry bomb M80 shits we got today. I mean the real shit back in the 70s. The one that could blow a mailbox over a house. A sixth of a stick of dynamite. He takes the end of his cigarette and lights the bitch. And if you remember the old schools, the old buildings, and I don't know if some of you are still going to like real old schools. The windows in these places, if you're inside, you grab the handles and you pull them in, and the whole window kind of tilts in. The whole bottom like quarter or half of the window kind of tilts into the into the room. Well, they were standing outside the girls' bathroom, and that window was open. So he takes that M80, that fucking cherry bomb, and he touches it to his cigarette, and he chucks it up under that window, up through that window where it went in there. Pow! Wah! All of a sudden, you see this girl running out of the bathroom, skirt and panties around her ankles, doing the quick penguin waddle, trying to get out of there. Teacher come around the corner, out from inside to outside, going, "The hell happened out here? Anybody see what happened?" Oh, no. Looked over at my mom. My mom is laughing so hard. I guess because you figure she was gonna go like get a cigarette real quick and then go inside, use the bathroom real quick, and then get back to class. You know, when class was up, so she still had to piss. She's doubled over, trying not to piss on herself. And the teacher's like, "What's wrong with you?" I have to pee. You see anything? I didn't see anything. She wasn't gonna say shit. She didn't say shit at all. This was the same dude about this time of year. If all you guys, they're still in school or have ever been to school, remember that like toward the beginning of December, they start decorating the schools. The class, the student body, the whatever, they start decorating the hallways and all that shit. And back in the 70s, they used a lot of those paper streamers. I think they still use them today, but they're kind of, I guess, somewhat out of favor, or I don't know. I ain't seen like paper streamers in fucking at least 10-15 years. You don't see paper streamers a lot anymore. So this was that time of year. Let me do that. It was like the last day before Christmas break. Alright? So it was one of those things where it's like, alright, let's pull all this stuff down and clean it. What the motherfucker? Oh, it's Boobacles. It's Boobacles. Fuck me running. It's Titopolis. It's fucking Titzilla. I think because I've been talking and everything. Listen, a lot of you guys don't watch the shit. A lot of you guys watch like a 30 seconds to a minute of it and you guys cut it off. I tell a lot of good stories when I'm on here sometimes. If everybody gets to this point and wants to know, like, you guys really should, like, watch the entire stream. Because I tell a lot of goofy shit during the stream. But, the other thing that Mike Atwell did was... Oh, fuck, I was in the middle of telling it. The whole streamers and all that shit. So, it was like the last day before Christmas break. They're wanting to clean everything up and take everything down so that it's all down and the school gets shut up so that when we come back in January, everything's already down, everything's already taken care of. So it was these big metal garbage cans they had in the hallways. Like I said, it's the 70s. So I had them big galvanized, steel, galvanized iron, galvanized steel garbage cans. The ones they used to hit each other with in wrestling. Them ones, the real shit. Out in the hallway at certain lengths so that, you gather all this stuff up and you throw it in there. Well, Mike walked by my mom in the hallway. Same thing. Hey, Franny, watch this. What? What are you gonna do? He pulls a lighter out of his pocket, reaches over where there's some streamer hanging off the edge of the garbage cans because it was so full. He reached over there, flicked that lighter, and just set that corner of that fucking streamer alight, put the lighter back in his pocket, and walked away. Probably about a minute later, that whole garbage can was engulfed in flames. Wah! One of the teachers running down the hall. Wah! If I remember right, Mom said it was Old Lady Castle, which I never went. I never had her. I did have one teacher that my mom taught at another school in the town over. But this woman was so old that she was substituting by then, and I only saw her like once. Oh, come on, Booberella. I ain't got a single fucking hit off her yet. Hey, you fucker. See, if you can fight like that, why don't you? I kicked her right in her cooter. That's tit-tastic. I mean, what does she want with like 3 frogs and a fucking weird-ass human princess anyway? Eh. Funny, she doesn't look Druish. Yeah. It's old fucking tornado tits over there. My mom said at one point in time one of her teachers called her Little Miss Queen of Sheba. Some about chewing gum in class and she wasn't supposed to. Who do you think you are, Little Miss Queen of Sheba? I got a feeling it ain't over. This ain't even her final form. I don't know, I'd probably do her, but I'd need a bottle of Jim Beam to do it. Either that or I need to be completely stone sober, because if I'm not careful, she'll tornado like that and twist my dick off. And I'm done. She twisted my dick off. Oh yeah, the story I was gonna tell. So me and that same group of guys, you know, the same kind of, you know, the same ones we were playing Canham football. Ow, bitch. As I got off into the story about my mom and the M80 and the... So... We're outside walking around and everything, and I think one of the guys, you know, one or two of the guys that smoked, they whipped out a cig and started smoking. I didn't care. I wasn't going to tell on them. You know, we were all friends. It didn't fucking make me know, never mind. And, they were walking around the halls at that time. And the fucking, I think it was either the assistant principal or one of these other fucking, you know, notoriously asshole teachers we had come around the corner and saw like all 4 or 5 of us walking down the hallway at the same time. You, and you, get to the office now. I'll be down there in a minute. Motherfucker. So we all start turning around, making our way down to the office. Last second, I dip up the stairs. I'm like, fuck this, I ain't getting caught over this dumb shit. I dipped up the stairs. The other 3 went to the office. I dipped up the stairs. My stupid ass hung around. The guy saw me again. Didn't I just tell you to get to the office? Alright, fine. Fuck. I walked to the office. The other 3 guys are already sitting there in the fucking chairs waiting. I walk in and the secretary, whoever the hell behind the counter, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of looking in here, you know, looking for lost and found. I lost an item the other day and I wanted to see if it was in here. Oh no, we ain't got nothing in here and we ain't seen it. Okay, thank you. Turn around, walk the fuck back out. Later that afternoon, the one dude's like, how in the fuck did you do that? I'm like, quick thinking, man, on my toes. I didn't know what the hell to think. I went to the office. And luckily, they didn't rat me out either. Because, of course, the dude would have been like, where's the other one? I never heard a damn thing about it after that. Yeah, I didn't hear shit after that. I'm gonna save that, because fuck this. This probably is gonna be the finale. Eh. Kicked her right in her cooter. Right in her dirty cooter. Big tits and all. Ow! Ow, got a knee right to the face. Yeah, you bitch. I mean, some of the other funny things that happened in school, I don't exactly know what the deal was with this, but it was still funny. So, in the band that one year, we had these two brothers, Frank and Bill Slavin. Slavin was their last name. Actually, I think their mother was a French teacher or some shit like that, or English teacher. She taught one of the languages. So, what was fucking funny was, it was another one of those days, we were in band, we kind of had free reign because either the director wasn't there, or he was working with somebody specifically, or he had to take care of some other shit. So we're in the gymnasium. Or not the gym, the auditorium. And either one of them figured out how to turn the shit on, or the shit was already on. And there was a microphone hooked up in there. And we start saying the funniest, most fucked up shit in the microphone over at the auditorium. I mean, nobody else is in there but us, but it's still funny. And one of the things I remember specifically was, I don't know what this girl... I don't know how it come about, what the deal was, but she would do this shit in an English accent. Talking about, you know, Bill Slavin. She'd get on and be like, oh fuck, I just fucked it up. At least I saved it at the Boobacles battle. Alright. She would get on this microphone, though. I swear to God. Oh, Bill. Your nose gives me such pleasure. What? What the fuck? Oh, and it became one of those things where after a while, all she had to go was, oh, Bill. And everybody was fucking losing it. That was the first time I ever heard Adam Sandler's piece of shit car. I laughed so hard I about pissed my pants. Ow. And actually, funny enough, a lot of these stories I'm telling from that school, from that town, that's the town I'm moving back to. That's the town where the house I bought's in. Thing is, this is one of these small town type deals. Anybody who's ever lived in a small town knows for damn sure that nobody sticks around in them. There's a small percentage of people that actually stay in these towns. Most of them leave. And a tiny percentage of them that do leave eventually end up like getting in relationships, getting married, doing whatever, having kids, coming back and raising their kids in the town that they grew up in. I'm the same way with that one town I lived at in Ohio. Like, everybody just leaves. They go off to college, everybody just leaves. I mean, some of them stick around. Shit. You know, some of them stick around. There's a few people that I don't keep in touch with them on Facebook much anymore because I stopped using Facebook years ago. I only barely just got on it again now. And I'm starting to realize and remember why the fuck I got off it in the first place. But I mean, back then, you know, even then when I was on it, like a lot of people that I knew from there had left. Either, you know, moved a town or two over or moved halfway across the state or... Shit. I mean, there's not much has changed with this town in the 20, 22, 23 some years that I lived in it. I mean, there's a few things that have been added. There's a few buildings that are missing that have, you know, burnt down or whatever, and, you know. But to be honest with you, the whole area is pretty much the same as I remember it 20, 25 years ago. Fuck. This is the grocery store that opened up in like 94, 95 when I lived there. Is still there. It's a cheap shit ass little grocery store, but they got good deals on stuff and it'll definitely get you what you're looking for. As far as, you know, or they'll definitely get you what you need to get by. I mean, you trying to make like foie gras or some shit like that, and I know I mispronounced that like a son of a bitch. You trying to make like fucking, you know, goose liver and shit like that, like they're gonna look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? We got grits, taters, ham, pork. Is that it? I hope that was it. I knew it wasn't their fucking final form, you fucking bitch. That's why I didn't save it. You know, like, was it, South Park? The whole Mr. Hanky, the first episode, Mr. Hanky. All them people coming for that movie festival. And people asking Chef, you got any, like, was it something or another, or couscous? He's like, who's goose? Who's goose? That's the way they look at you in this town if you start asking for shit like that. But you can get pork chops and, you know, chicken and ground beef and, you know, you can get your essentials there for sure. I just like to be able to go in a store nowadays that still sells smoked ham hocks. You either find that shit in way out of the way, like country places, or in like the hood in like black neighborhoods. I'm telling you, a nice smoked ham hock is good to cut up, you know, to not cut up, but good to drop in, you know, a pot of beans when you're cooking it. Oh my God. You cook yourself up a pot of pinto beans with a big ass smoked ham hock in it. Like, make you up some homemade biscuits and butter them bitches up. Maybe get you some green onions, some chives, and cut up in that shit. Make it with a side of sliced fried potatoes. Well, see, a place like that's really all I need. If I want specialty stuff, I mean, hell, I could even order a lot of specialty stuff off of Amazon. I'm sure that fucking grocery store there in town ain't never heard of fucking, like, nori paper. You know, to make sushi with, the seaweed paper, you know, you make sushi with, or put a little bit on the outside of, you know, onigiri. You know, some, rice balls or something. You definitely ain't getting that there. You might be lucky off in a corner somewhere and find a bag of haichu. Because haichu's kind of become popular. I mean, you can get Pocky and fucking haichu in Walmart all day, every day. I jumped right into her damn shit, too. Ow. I said, this is your only attack. Ow, you bitch. Ow. How the hell is anybody supposed to dodge that? Gone. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. So just get this over with as quick as fucking possible. I'm gonna pick something that ain't quite as ball breaking. Itch. Save that shit. Yeah, I need to show something off a little bit more that shows my video game prowess. More than something like this, or I'm just save stating all the fucking time. on, damn it, no matter where I go. Come on. Save that shit. Yeah, but that's apparently, you know, I saw there's this nice Amish market a couple miles from the house. There's an orchard and everything. You can get apples and oranges and shit. Like, I guess oranges, they have them brought in, but the apples and everything are a different story, but... Like, I can't wait to get shit so I can can it and, you know, preserve it, put it up for later. Come on, Tit-tacular. Tits, so plenty. Yeah, come on. Save that shit. Dropped her on her fucking head. Of course she gonna come back with a vengeance. Sprout an extra potato out of her ass. Robo Manus. Queen. Oh, did I win? Go Boobacles fucking finally go down? Get the hell out of here! And so the Dark Queen is defeated once again, retreating into the shadowy margins of the galaxy to recoup her losses. Until the next time. Until the next time. You mean until next time? Alrighty. All your base are belong to us, anyone? Boobacles. Big tit babe. Kick your ass. Kick your ass. I was gonna say something else, but fuck it. I was gonna say suck her dick. Well, that's it. Boobacles to end all Boobacleses. Yeah, she'll be back. They always come back. They mostly come out at night. Mostly. Alright. Alright. Enough fucking around. I gotta get out of here. Minute, hour 45. I went a little bit longer, but I was going to try to get this done up and everything. Try to figure out what I'm going to do. It's probably going to be a PlayStation title this next go round. And yes, Nero, I'm still aware you still want me to play Devil May Cry 2. it's on my list. I probably won't play it next, but I probably will play it one of the next couple of games. And like I said, I think I'm going to try to kind of go away from live for a while and just kind of... Because if not, I'm not going to get anything out. I'll sit on a live stream for 4 or 5 hours, and I just don't have that much time here in the truck like this. This is kind of, stressing me as it is. Having to get up at midnight, it's 4:29. Probably can't quite see that. It's 4:29. I should have been in bed a half an hour ago to get my 8 hours so I can get up at 12 so I can get ready to start driving. Luckily, this load, it's not that pressed. I got a good little while on it, so I don't really have to, kill myself getting it there. But and I come in and I was tired, had to sleep, whatever, so, Sometimes you got to knock out an hour or so if you get a little bit of time so you can stay up and do some stuff. I got to clean this damn truck up. I really got to clean this fucking truck up. You guys don't even want to know what's going on in this son of a bitch. But, yeah, I'll be back in another couple of days with something else. Probably a PlayStation title this time. And, yeah, we'll see. So, alright, until then, let me go ahead and do the thing, and I'll talk to y'all later. This has been Conspicuously Incredible Gaming with your host, Mike. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share with all your friends, do all the things. It really helps. Also, check out the links below for all the other places I'm on when I get them set up. Kind of slacking on that. You can, kind of get mad at me for that, but, all the things and the things down there, and the people that have helped, and the people that contributed, and the people that are watching, and, all this. I've completely lost my train of thought. Till next time, thank you all for watching. Take care, and have a good 4. Conspicuously Incredible Gaming is a Conspicuously Incredible production. ConspicuouslyIncredible.com